We turn now to the other developing headline tonight, the notorious drug lord El Chapo, who escaped months ago into that mile-long tunnel carved beneath his prison cell with full electricity. And in the end, this is what he looked like when he was found. Will he now be brought here to the U.S.? ABC's Gio Benitez, who first showed us that tunnel in Mexico, back on the case tonight.
The world's most sought drug lord, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, was apprehended in his native state of Sinaloa, renowned as the cradle of Mexican drug trafficking, due to the vast number of notable narcos born there. Drug lords, also known as drug barons, kingpins, and narco traffickers, run large drug networks. Drug lords are wealthy, cruel, and powerful. They may be hard to convict too. Today, we present the most notorious drug lords. The 10 most famous drug dealers throughout history details the brutal and merciless lives of the world's richest drug lords, the biggest drug dealers who never got caught, and other prominent narco traffickers. Jose Adan Salazar Umaña, aka Chepe Diablo. Jose Adan Salazar Umaña is one of the Texas cartel's supposed commanders, claiming to oversee many drug smuggling routes across El Salvador for other Colombian and Mexican organizations. Salazar, also known as Chepe Diablo, was named as a suspected drug trafficker and money launderer by the DEA in 2001. Salazar was added to the U.S. Treasury Department's Kingpin list in May of 2014, categorizing him as an international narcotics trafficker. Chepe Diablo allegedly encouraged his operatives not to carry guns, instead relying on corrupt police to defend them. The cartel's freedom to operate is reportedly assisted by its leader's connection to the Salvadorian economic and political sphere. Chepe Diablo is the owner of a hotel chain and cattle ranches, as well as the former president of Salvadorian soccer's first-level league. In 2014 and 2015, the Salvadorian Treasury Ministry launched an extensive inquiry into Chepe Diablo, but it was halted by the Attorney General's office. According to investigative reports by journalists in El Salvador, the Texas cartel may have been functioning since the early 1990s, but it stayed hidden until lately. Rocco Morabito and Druglords in Italy.
Lo que sucede en estos casos es que va a tener que cumplir la pena que se le imponga a nuestro país por los delitos cometidos en nuestro país y posteriormente será extraditado a Italia.
Rocco Morabito is the boss of the Druglords, Italy's most powerful mafia group. He grew up in the southern Italian area of Calabria, but later went to Milan, where he was known for hosting extravagant parties and was dubbed the King of Cocaine by the local media. The Druglords is thought to have over 60,000 affiliates worldwide, with some estimating its turnover at 3.5% of Italy's GDP. The Druglords' most profitable activity is drug trafficking, which relies on close relationships with Latin American trafficking groups like the Sinaloa Cartel in Mexico. El Chapo loved to cooperate with Calabrian traffickers because they were severe. Anti-mafia magistrate Nicola Gratteri remarked, he found them to be more trustworthy than Colombians or Peruvians. Morabito is presently one of the 7 most wanted criminals designated by Italian police, while there are claims that he has relocated to Brazil, where he has sought to strengthen ties with South American cartels while continuing to bring cocaine into Europe. Ismael Zambada Garcia, aka Elmayo, Sinaloa Cartel in Mexico.
U.S. State Department increasing the reward for information on key members of Mexico's most dangerous drug cartel.
You could be in the line of fire. These people go in without any compunction and they just start firing shots. Anybody could be caught in the crossfire of what is now an uglier war on the border.
Ismael Elmayo Zambada is a renowned character in Mexico's underworld who is said to have never been imprisoned. Elmayo, who is believed to be in his late 60s, has long been thought to be as vital a role in the Sinaloa cartel as El Chapo, while keeping a far lower profile. Zambada and the Sinaloa cartel are known to traffic a variety of narcotics, including domestically produced heroin, marijuana, and methamphetamine, as well as South American cocaine. Both capos rose to prominence within the Guadalajara cartel in the 1980s, with Elmayo gaining power in the 1990s, the majority of which Chapo was imprisoned. Following El Chapo's first escape from a maximum security prison in 2001, the two kingpins linked up again to become key leaders in the Sinaloa Federation, a broad alliance of Sinaloa gangs. When the Federation split in 2008, they were both on the same side. In a 2010 interview with the news magazine Proceso, the elusive elmayo stated that his capture or death would make little difference in drug trafficking in Mexico because there would always be others to take his position. He had initially attempted to avoid a trial by claiming that he had negotiated immunity from prosecution in exchange for becoming a DEA informant before his detention. El Bayouti. The El Bayouti clan is led by drug lord Othman El Bayouti and is situated in Antwerp, Belgium. Othman grew up in the Borgerhout neighborhood of Antwerp, originally from Al Hoceima, and visited the port of Antwerp regularly from a young age. He smuggled thousands of euros in narcotics every day to avoid being arrested by the authorities. According to the Dutch daily The Volkskrant, Othman climbed the containers and was an expert at calculating. He swiftly ceased climbing the containers by organizing his gang of climbers. Othman later moved to Dubai, where he purchased 4 villas. He also owns a 1.5 million euro flat in the prestigious Address Residence Sky View, as well as other 6 luxury houses worth a total of roughly 8.5 million euros. The OCCRP, Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, disclosed this information after he escaped during an arrest at Brussels 7-Tem Airport in 2016. Belgian officials discovered that Othman El Bayouti had a net worth of at least 100 million euros, placing him among the country's wealthiest citizens. Othman El Bayouti is currently hiding in Dubai, where he runs his drug trafficking enterprise in Europe. Hakim Abdul Shahid. Hakim Abdul Shahid, better known as Midget Molly, is an American convicted drug dealer and organized crime boss. He was born Robert Edward Molly on March 4th of 1959. His relatives gave him the moniker Midget because of his short height. Abdul Shahid was convicted of drug kingpin in 1990 and sentenced to more than 19 years in federal prison under the 848 statute. Though federal officials had images of Abdul Shahid wearing the crown, it was never located. Several Jamaican heroin dealers from the Brooklyn Jamaican Posse arrived at the Atlantic City projects shortly after Shahid's arrest to take over his area. Floor Bressers. Strong and violent underworld figures ascend quickly, but intellectual ones rise highest. Belgian drug lord Floor Bressers, one of Europe's top drug lords. He is young, intelligent, and merciless.
1.3 tons of cocaine was heading to Brussels airport in 2021 from Brazil. The previous year, more than 3 tons arrived in the port of Rotterdam.
Bressers was born in Lommel, Belgium, on September 6 of 1986 in Dutch-speaking Flanders. He had several options with Antwerp as a port for international shipping and the Netherlands, famed for its drug tolerance, next door. His business concept became evident. He was strategically placed between South American drug traffickers and European customers in Belgium and the Netherlands. Bressers became a European drug kingpin after transporting tons of cocaine. Christy Kinahan.
Yeah, Raymond Salinger was a young man from Dublin in the early 80s. He was someone who became dependent on drugs. He became addicted to drugs, but he was also a friend.
Christy Kinahan, also known as a Dapper Don, is an Irish drug smuggler wanted by many agencies, including the DEA and the Irish police. Authorities are offering $5 million for his apprehension as of April of 2022. Kinahan, who was born in Dublin, has a lengthy criminal record that includes horse race manipulation, money laundering, and 6 murders. Kinahan's enterprise gained headlines in February of 2016 when 6 hitmen from a rival group assassinated Kinahan's accomplice, David Byrne, at Dublin's Regency Hotel. The son of Kinahan, Daniel, was said to be the intended victim. Albanian Mafia. Albanian Mafia, or Albanian organized crime, refers to Albanian or ethnic Albanian criminal groups. Albanian organized crime spans Europe, North America, South America, the Middle East, and Asia. The Albanian Mafia traffics drugs, firearms, and people. They are accused of dominating Europe's billion-dollar wholesale cocaine sector and being the main cocaine drug dealers in many European drug hotspots, including London. Albanian organized crime has several complex, criminally competent, illicit companies. Albania has 15 mafia gangs. Dawood Ibrahim. Mumbai mobster Dawood Ibrahim, known as Bai, is a narcotics lord. Ibrahim has led D Company, a 5,000-member criminal enterprise, for years. The organized crime group operates in Pakistan, India, and the UAE, dealing in narcotics and contract killing. Ibrahim partnered with Al-Qaeda and Lashkar-e-Taiba, which carried out the 2008 Mumbai attacks on smuggling routes. Leechtakers Joseph Johans. The tip that arrests him gets rewarded. Anonymous tipping requires Leechtaker's actual location. Photographs. The police received 12 tips about Josh Leechtakers after the photographs aired on May the 3rd of 2022. These suggestions showed that the Leechtaker's appearance had changed and required a fresh composite sketch. The cops acquired new Josh Leechtaker's pictures. The tip that arrested Leechtakers is worth 75,000 euros. The prize will be awarded days following his apprehension. Massive drug and money laundering Josh Leechtakers is a major cocaine trafficker. According to encrypted texts, Leechtaker's role in importing substantial amounts of cocaine through Rotterdam and Antwerp was documented in the large-scale criminal investigation. One case involved threats and violence. Who do you think is the most dangerous of all of them? Are you ready for more inside crime stories? Watch our latest update from
Notorious drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was back in federal court today. This morning, he was transported from his cell in Manhattan to a Brooklyn courtroom. This is his third hearing in the United States.
Not El Chapo, but El Mayo is the real boss of the Sinaloa cartel.